Hi, everybody. I predict you're watching Trekyards. I also predict that he is Commander Cockings.
I also predict that you might have watched every video this week of our busy week of lives, event reviews, our first reactions of the weekend. Stuart, I think it's fair to say San Diego Comic-Con and the release of the Star Trek Picard trailer was a smash success, and it released a lot of information, more than we thought. I think it's fair to say.
It is fair to say. I think it ruled the internet for a few days there. It was very. My feed was very. Oh yeah. And then we get people that complain that we did spoilers with our thumbnails, and it's like, how could you not have seen? Anyway, but yes, it definitely was. And we are going to Vegas. So they released a lot of stuff at San Diego Comic-Con. Vegas is the largest Star Trek convention in the world. It is also exclusively Star Trek. So I expect there to be more things being released, which would be surprising considering how much they released at San Diego Comic-Con. I was actually shocked at the amount of stuff they they showed there. So I guess we're here to predict, because we are going to Vegas. We're here to predict kind of what might drop at Vegas.
We're done with all that amazing news. Now it is worth noting that as of the panel at Comic-Con, they had 3 episodes remaining to film, to which Patrick Stewart actually was filming with Jonathan Frakes that Monday. That said, Jonathan Frakes is actually at Vegas, so it's not a 2-week shoot. At least not they can take a day off. And just for a side note, a lot of Discovery cast are going, so the ones that aren't needed for filming are going, because that's how they sort of fit those things in. So yeah, the what is going to be at Vegas? As I said to you before, Stuart, San Diego Comic-Con is the national and multinational and universe news. Everyone watches those trailers. You try and get your bit of press, because I think, the fact there's Marvel news, you as a Star Trek fan that might not keep up with it might say, oh, is there any Star Trek news? So you sort of look for news in that time frame, and I was certainly looking for other things. Whereas Vegas is the Trek community, and it won't get that same international news, but it will get the hardcorest and people actually there physically on site to buy stuff.
And they have a lot of talks, a lot of panels, a lot of discussions on the main stage, plus different side things as well. I'm predicting that we're going to see a lot more Discovery Season 3 information, because there was very little of that at San Diego Comic-Con. It's just like little crumbs dropped, like nobody cares about Discovery, so let's focus on Picard. But because this is Star Trek centric, I think the Discovery stuff's going to be released at Vegas for sure. Maybe a trailer or some,
It certainly links to what I just said as well, with international being Picard the name, whereas Discovery is very niche Trek, and it even Trek fans don't care as much. But if you can get those at the event to Ken, obviously they can sell lots of Discovery merch there with Eagle Moss and other such. And obviously we might get a first trailer from Lower Decks, although I think that's still quite early in production. I'm guessing we're gonna get a announcement of the name of the Nickelodeon show and a logo. That's my guess there.
I was going to say, speaking of logos, I have a suspicion we're going to see the Picard era insignia for Starfleet finally revealed, and perhaps be able to be purchased, in which case I will grab one from QMX, or I'll get one of the magnetic ones, because that's kind of the thing they do there. I remember them doing that a few years ago with the Discovery badge. It's like, oh, and I wasn't going that year, so I messaged Thomas Maroney, can you pick me one up? And he did. So I got one of the captain's Discovery badges from there. So
yeah, because you need, they're at a point when anything they do will get press and get buzz if they do it right. So yeah, having a com badge will be fun, especially if it is almost the same as All Good Things. But I'm wondering, like I say, is it going to be more focused on Discovery? The fact that most of the cast are going, certainly all the bridge crew are going, and Seeker Martin Green, I believe, is going, implies they're filming other stuff. We know that Shazad isn't in it and Moshifa's not in it, because their arcs are kind of done. Might be in short treks, future ones, but not in this. So they went to Iceland. That was the big thing, and they filmed at those sorts of things. So we might see like a teaser trailer of a scene. My guess is that they have filmed very little of the season, and a lot of the set stuff is still yet to be done. They're trying to focus on bits. One thing Alex Kurtzman did say in the panel is that, well, I always maybe sneak crew let it slip, that for part of the season the crew is split up. That not everyone went to the same place. So, also Sneakwear is in her time suit, and the ship is in a ship. So if the ship, is 3 star systems over, whatever, you have 5 episodes, whatever the storyline is, but there'll be more to that, and so the different filming schedules of Sneakwear films the first month, and then everyone else comes in and la la la. But I think Lower Decks will probably get something. I don't even think they know who can be there from Picard. It's always sad when you look at panels where no one knows who you are yet. That no one asked the crew of the Picard show any questions except Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart, because you're going to ask him questions. So they feel this way to be on the panel and obviously be seen, but not necessarily say anything. Whereas now, with the trailer out and some people will be able to digest it, they'll be asked questions at this con. So I'm wondering who might be there.
Like I said, the comm badge I think is pretty much a locked-in one that we're going to see. Perhaps even get a reveal of the exterior of the Picard hero ship. That would be nice as well. We want some ship stuff because we are the ship guys. We love talking about ships, ship design and stuff. So we want to see more of that kind of thing. And it could be that Eagle Moss is going to release a preview of what the ship looks like or whatever.
I mean, at the very least, Eagle Moss is going to reveal if they had a extension, not to sidestep to that so much, but if they're going to do a, big whatever or not, we'll see.
As for other news, I mean, we might get an early glance at this Picard and Riker on screen together, something like that. Maybe another hint or two as to what's going on with Data.
Although maybe they just open the floodgates to questions. They created a week of buzz, and then they can see what actually resonated with fans. It's almost like a tester audience. Really, they love the stuff they love, and now we're going to show the scene with Picard and Jerry Ryan. We'll get to see that, or we'll see, But I think we'll see the ship, or at least concept sketches of the hero ship, if there's a panel.
Well, John Eves is supposed to be there, so hopefully he's working on this as far as ship design goes, and hopefully we get some kind of panel with him talking about that kind of thing.
But I'm wondering if that's too early for them. If they've released a lot of stuff, and because it's now 2020, right? That's a good chunk of time more, and it's early, but early could be up until, you could say June. If you really want to push it, you could say June. That's mid, but you don't want to say mid 2020. There's not really that sort of phrasing. Then you'd say like fall or winter, but they don't know. So they could push it back as much as they want. So it could still be 7 months away. So that's a long way away. And so showing more stuff now, they can choose what they want to show. They can choose what they don't want to show. But this is the biggest Star Trek convention. The next one will be after it's shown. So this is the one, if you want to get people excited, and I think you'll need to have some cast there for fans to meet the cast and get a sense of them. I think that'll be important. But yeah, definitely seeing a ship, maybe like a poster collection, maybe like each of the characters in uniform or in costume, I should say. That would be a good thing. And you can get because they did sending a Comic-Con exclusive. You could have a Vegas exclusive with poster bundle all the people in uniform.
So like it is important, guys, that you do subscribe if you're not already. If you want to be up to date on the lives while there, and then all the content afterwards. Make sure you subscribe and click notify because that's super important. It also helps out the channel immensely.
And they want to really capitalize on the great reaction that happened at San Diego Comic-Con by having everything there, by showing lots of stuff, by having merchandise available to buy then and there.
Yeah. Well, they're really pushing this Star Trek universe, which is a new thing. Star Trek universe. You see pictures of the Star Trek Delta, the Star Trek universe, and people are getting their pictures in front of it at San Diego Comic-Con. It's kind of like the Marvel universe, or what they tried to do with the dark universe, with the horror, with the Mummy and stuff, and that's fine. It's like a second golden age of Star Trek. We had the first one when we had DS9, TNG, and Voyager on the air. This is kind of like a new version of that, and yeah, this new universe thing is like the trending thing these days because of Marvel. So that's going to be pushed quite heavily, I think. How all these shows kind of tie together or don't, but there's a lot of content for Star Trek out there right now, or coming up. So
yeah, they're probably also going to announce, I guarantee, some Picard tie-in novels, as they're very keen to announce some Discovery tie-in novels to help bridge this gap. Although we know that the first one, which had Sneaker Mulligree and Burnham meet Spock, was then retconned out because they can't have met in that book and Pike, definitely not that Pike. He's a bit of a dick in that book, so they completely retconned out the first book. So if books are only worth something until the story of the show needs something else, and then they throw that stuff away. So best thing for a book is be completely irrelevant in terms of like never affecting anything, and then your story will never be uncanonized, as it were. But I guarantee we'll see like the Picard tie-in novel, with a forward by Patrick Stewart, which is the celebrity thing there. Maybe David Mack will do it or whatever, and they'll say this tells a story of the Hobus Incident book. Maybe to be fair, we keep hearing little bits with Quentin Tarantino being asked about his potential Star Trek movie, with a script he did not write, but he is director of. Nothing's been signed yet, and he's still waiting to see it all fully. But is that going to be announced in production?
That would be cool. That would be cool to have a panel on that. I never even thought about that, but yeah, that just piqued my interest.
We keep hearing about it over the last month, even though no progress has been made as far as we know.
Maybe he'll be there. Maybe there'll be a panel with Quentin Tarantino.
I mean, do you try and outdo last year with Picard turning up? So while Quentin Tarantino's not everyone's cup of tea, having a world famous director walk on stage, you're like, hey guys, I'm making a Star Trek film. Don't know how he sounds exactly.
I like Star Trek. Yeah, I like Star Trek. Yeah,
I like science,
well,
fiction.
Don't we?
Yeah. So we'll be there though, guys. As you said, we'll report. We'll try and do little videos. If something major happens, I've got my laptop. You'll have your laptop. We can be in the hotel room with a I'm sure you can maybe even bring a light so we can have something and put a phone and do a live and do a trailer breakdown live with you all the night it comes out, and not in a stupid time for me in the time zone of the UK. We do in the mid-afternoon, or whatever, or just go live in. They could do the trailer and then just go live in the panel and be like, right, here we are, guys, a live breakdown. It was 1 second since the trailer came out. We're now live.
It's like the Star Wars thing they have every year where people get sneak. We're not going to sneak any footage for you guys that we're not supposed to, of course, but it'll be that kind of vibe. Once we walk out of the hall, we'll be like, oh my god. So guys, there's going to be a lot of on-the-fly, not scheduled lives. So like I said, being subscribed and notified is important, so you get those on YouTube. But also check out the Facebook group as well, because if there is something that's going to be scheduled, like it might be an hour's notice or something like that, check that out, because we'll put notifications there as well, so you guys don't miss out on anything. Because I know the notification system on YouTube is sometimes spotty. But
I think it sucks is a good, strong, simple way of saying it, Stuart.
Yes, and that's why it's important to hit notify, because then you're more likely to get notified. But anyway, yeah. So we're going to be kind of on the fly, no real schedule, just doing our thing, mercenary style, guerrilla warfare, guerrilla reporting. And I'm sure there's going to be instances where I'll be live separately from Samuel, and him not be around. Maybe he'll do a live or something without me. So it'll be quite interesting content, and we get to meet a lot of people we've talked to over the years and never actually met in person. We're going to be doing that, hanging out with old friends that we've had on the channel before. Lots going on, and lots of new exciting people to meet. So you guys, if you're there and you see us, by all means come up and say hi. Don't feel like you shouldn't talk to us, like you're disturbing us. Definitely come say hi. We
are partially there to see you guys. Just as a little side note, I happened to read something just now that Tarantino just had a whole big other little interview right now. Says he wants to use the JJ cast, but definitely not be in the JJ universe. I think Benedict Cumberbatch was not Khan, obviously. What do you want about?
That's when I read it. That's the one I read earlier. Yeah.
There you go. So same cast, our universe. Everything isn't broken. He doesn't like JJ for doing an alternate universe. Wow, interesting. Let's see if that's announced. Chris Pine walks out saying, "I'm Kirk again, Prime Kirk," and I was like, "What?" We're like, "Cool."
That would blow our minds, man.
And they'll be like, "I'm actually Shatner's age when he did TOS," and we're like, "Okay, cool." There we go.
Sweet.
So see you at Vegas,
so guys. Exactly. That's wrapping this up. So click like on this video. Put your comments down below what you think might be released at Vegas, what you'd like to see released at Vegas, and we'll see if we're right after the fact. We'll be doing videos after the fact. We get into our own individual spaces again, and we're gonna be busy for a while, but that's okay. We like being busy when it comes to Star Trek, because lots of cool stuff, and it's a great time to be a Star Trek fan. So, yeah. So until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley.
I'm Colin Coggins.
We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.